What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Noah, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to automate your wholesale dropshipping business using software. Before we get into the video, just a couple of quick announcements. If you want to join the Wholesale Dropshipping Facebook group, the link for that is down below. Also, be sure to go ahead and smash the thumbs up button, or you can just tap it. Just do whatever you got to do to make it turn blue. It really helps out with the video and helps more people find my content. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's begin today's video. So today's topic is how to automate your wholesale dropshipping business. This is a pretty frequently asked question. What software do I use in my business? How do I automate my day-to-day operations? So that's everything that's going to be discussed in today's video. I'm going to show you the process of how I chose my software. And then in the end, I'm going to show you what software I currently use for my business. Now, for me, when I started this business around 4 years ago, everything was done manually. I initially just started contacting wholesale suppliers. Then I would manually list their products onto Amazon or eBay or onto any of my sales channels. I would manually fulfill orders, all the order information. I would manually take the customer information, give it to my supplier, put it in their website, email them a purchase order. Then I would have to manually enter the tracking number. So that is a very tedious process, but that is how I grew my business. And then around a year and a half ago, I started to look for a software or a way that I can automate that process because I started to grow my business, started getting more suppliers, started getting more orders, and started selling on more sales channels. So I needed a way that I can automate all of that because it was growing and it was getting too much for me to personally handle. So I reached out to a lot of different sellers. I posted in a bunch of different Facebook groups, put it in a lot of Reddit groups. And then also I asked a lot of my 8-figure and also 7-figure seller friends, a lot of people who do wholesale dropshipping. And I asked them, what do they do for their operations? Because I personally believe if I'm doing something and I'm at a certain level, there has to be someone else who is bigger than me, who is doing the exact same thing or is doing what I want to be able to do. So I needed to find another system that someone else was doing and see if I can replicate that for my business. Now, of the sellers that I asked, a lot of them were either doing it manually. So even if these sellers had like 40,000 items, they were still doing it manually, either through eBay file exchange or uploading a file to Amazon in bulk and just basically changing the quantities and the prices all manually. For me, that doesn't work. That's not what I'm looking for in my business. So that option was off the table. The next option was you can just outsource everything, hire more help, get local employees, get VAs, and you can go that route. So for me, again, that's just not going to work because I don't want to have to outsource everything. I would rather also have software do it because at a certain point, you're going to be paying more for your employees rather than you can just be paying a certain price for a software to do all of those tasks. The other two methods that I saw a lot of sellers were doing was they were paying for either pretty expensive software like Seller Cloud or other expensive software that's running them over $1,000 a month. And for me, that's not really an expense that I want to take into my business right now. Plus the software that were charging $1,000 a month really didn't do everything that I needed them to do. And the last solution was go and hire your own developer and build your own custom integration. For me, I don't really know that much about development. I don't know that much about hiring developers. And again, that's a really expensive endeavor and not something that I wanted to take on as a cost for my business at the moment. So that brings us to where I started a year and a half ago of trying to find my own software, trying to find the very best software that would work for my business. And there were a lot of criteria that I needed to sit down and I needed to write and think about. What do I need the software to accomplish to be good for my business? So now I'm going to show you this Google Doc, and this has basically all the tasks and the criteria that I needed the software to meet. So the title is How to Automate Your Wholesale Dropshipping Business, and then the subtitle is Choosing the Right Software to Automate and Build Your Business, because that is really what we're doing. The software that you choose, you want to be able to stick with it long term. If you choose a software and then something else comes out 2 months later, it's really annoying to go and change all of your operations, have to learn a really new software, have to have all of your VAs or employees, and basically just switch your operations. So when I choose a software, it needs to be a long-term solution and something that I can build my business with. So there were 4 main tasks that I needed the software to be able to do in order to automate my wholesale dropshipping business. And the first is listing products and also omni-channel capabilities. Now, listing products means being able to bulk upload products, and then omni-channel capabilities means to multiple marketplaces. So be able to take my suppliers' listings or their items from their websites or from the file or wherever I get the information, house that information in the software, and then list those products not only on one marketplace, but also onto Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Shopify, and Etsy were the main ones that I was looking for. The next one is updating the price and the quantity changes that occur on the source websites, or i.e. your supplier's websites. So self-explanatory, when the item goes out of stock or when the price changes, to be able to automatically update that information for the item on the marketplaces that you're selling it at. And then the 3 and 4 are kind of the same thing, auto ordering. So taking the information from the customer and the item, sending that to your supplier, and then whenever you receive a tracking number, uploading that tracking number to the marketplace and then completing that order. Those were the 4 tasks that I needed it to do, basically from the listing process to the ordering process, to automate all of that. And obviously it's not automated in that it does everything itself, because you still need to look at the items that you want to upload, and then you need to choose where you want to upload them. But this is generally going to take a lot of time off of your plate, and it's going to free up a lot of time for you to go ahead, focus on building more relationships with suppliers, expanding your business, growing your business, hiring help, etc. Now, these are going to be additional things that I personally look for, because I also do FBA. I also sell on a bunch of other marketplaces. So those were the 4 main things. And then once I saw all of those capabilities, I started to look for and see, okay, it met all of those criteria. Now these are going to be the creme de la creme. These are going to be the things that are really going to sell a software, because I also have these other tasks that I needed to complete. The first one is, can you process FBA shipments through your software similar to Inventory Labs? So if you guys are not familiar with what Inventory Labs does, it's mostly an Amazon FBA software, and you can create FBA shipments within their software. So this is Inventory Labs, and I needed to do a similar solution where you can take all of the items. So when I import the listings from my wholesale supplier, I needed to select which ones I want to send into Amazon, and then be able to create the direct Amazon shipment within the software. So I wanted to be able to create the labels and everything within the software and not have to go to Seller Central and then re-enter all the information and set everything up there. So that was one of the criteria. The next thing was, can you set up auto fulfillment from Amazon FBA inventory, i.e. Amazon multi-channel fulfillment? So this is where you have your Amazon inventory inside of Amazon's warehouse, and then you can have them ship out to any customer or any person, not just for Amazon orders. So let's say you get an order on eBay. I needed the software to be able to go ahead and then see that eBay inventory, that item that was bought, is the same inventory that I have at an Amazon warehouse, and then create the shipment and the order fulfillment automatically and be able to automate that process. The next one was, can they integrate with other software? So is it just one software, or are they able to integrate with other things I might need? Maybe like shipping, so FedEx, maybe with my UPS account, maybe for taxes, do they integrate with QuickBooks or other accounting software? So can they integrate with other softwares? Number 4, does it allow you to do basic accounting itself? So on the software, can you do basic accounting? So you'll see for Inventory Labs, it gives you a breakdown of the list price. It also calculates your cost, and it also calculates your fees. So you get a rough idea of how much you actually make, and it gives you a rough accounting / bookkeeping option without having to go to QuickBooks and without having to do all of that yourself. And the last part of that was, I needed a software that did inventory tracking. Now, inventory tracking is not something that everyone's going to need, but because I am doing drop shipping, I'm also doing Amazon FBA, and I have inventory at my own warehouse, I need to be able to track my inventory, see how much inventory I have on hand and in other locations. So it needs to be able to give me a report of all of my sales, as well as all of my current inventory and all of my sold inventory for different locations and sales channels, and also on a listing basis. The next thing is, and this is the most important in my opinion, is customer support. I tested softwares that really sucked in all regard in customer support. You message them, they got back to you a day later. And if it's for a serious issue, you want it resolved within at minimum probably a few hours. And honestly, I was looking for a software that they had great customer support, where I messaged them and they responded within an hour. So that was something that I was really looking for, as that would sell me on a software, especially if they were lacking in other areas. If they have great customer support, that is something that a lot of softwares do lack. And the last thing that I look at is the price of the software. Obviously, is it too expensive? Is the value that you're getting from the software, is it worth it for that price? So that was something that I really took into consideration. Now, just to answer some 3 common questions that I get asked a lot is, number 1, can you run a wholesale business manually? The answer is yes, you can. There are $1 million sellers that do this all manually. Just know that it's going to require you to have a very thorough process, as well as it's also going to limit the operations to what you can grow, because you are also going to have to outsource and hire help, but you can run it manually. Number two, will this work for every supplier that I work with? No, I have suppliers that I have to do manually because they just don't have any way to integrate into their website. Some of them, they don't even have a website. They just send me a catalog and then I have to use that. So this won't work for every supplier, but it will work for roughly 90 to 95% of the suppliers. Next, how do I connect my supplier and upload their items? So this is going to depend on your supplier. The software that I was looking at and all the softwares, I needed it to be able to connect to most of my suppliers via a CSV file, via FTP server, via API, sometimes EDI. Those are the foremost common. There are other ways, but those are roughly the ways that most suppliers will be able to integrate with your software. So now for the software that I actually chose for my business, and this was after testing 30 different softwares. I sat there and I went through different demos. I scheduled different calls with different softwares. I signed up for over 20 different free trials, as well as I even paid for different softwares. And after going through all of these different softwares, I went through Ecom Dash, Listing Mirror, Inventory Source, Spark Shipping, and a bunch of other ones. And this was the one that really I found was the best for my business, because I'm not only looking for something that does wholesale dropshipping, I needed something that also did Amazon FBA and also for Walmart and just in general wholesale. This was something that I really needed the software to be able to do. So after contacting and reviewing a bunch of different softwares, I came across this one called SellerChamp, and I found them through a Google ad. And I messaged them. I said, can you guys do all of this criteria? So I sent them everything that I needed them to be able to do. The guy got back to me and he said, yes, we can do that. And I signed up for that free trial, tested it out, decided I want to continue with it. So I asked them if I can get a further discount and showed them my YouTube channel basically. And I tried to leverage that. And then they gave me a 50% off for the first 3 months. So after testing it out further, I tried to test out all of the features. And I really think for the price that it is the best software for my business currently. As I grow, as my business expands, maybe I might get a custom software because I might grow my operations to where they might not do everything. So like I said, this is a tenuous thing where I needed a software that I'm going to use for the long term, but eventually I might switch. So SellerChamp is something that I plan to use for the next few years. They are very good for what I need them for, and I'm going to be able to grow my operations on their platform. Now, part of the reason that I chose them is that they satisfy all these criteria. So you'll see that I'm able to list products. And one important caveat that I want to list is that SellerChamp is not a wholesale dropshipping software. Their bread and butter is they are a multi-channel software. So you'll see right here that their very first slogan is list thousands of items in minutes on multiple platforms. So what they allow you to do is they allow you to cross-post. So if you have all of your items on eBay, you can easily go ahead and transfer those to Amazon and very easily. And it's not just designed for wholesale dropshipping. That's just something that they're able to do. And the other reason is because they allow you to sell on Amazon, eBay, Shopify, WooCommerce, Walmart, and also Etsy. So I sell on all of these except WooCommerce. And that was also great for my business. They are also adding Sears, they're adding Newegg, they're adding BigCommerce, as well as they are also adding Facebook, and they are also adding Bonanza, 2 marketplaces where I do sell on, and they are also adding Google Shopping. So all the marketplaces are checked off here, and those were some capabilities that I needed them to do. So they met all of those capabilities, plus they are able to do listing products. So like I said, that is what they do. They're able to do omni-channel capabilities. The next thing was updating price and quantities. So I asked them, can you guys connect with my suppliers? That was something that I had to show them. And after I showed them how I connect to my suppliers, they said that they can do it. They set up their own process. Essentially, we worked it out for different suppliers. So suppliers that have an FTP server, they just go ahead and they log into the FTP server and they're able to pull the inventory, and they're able to do the auto out of stock and the auto price, as well as the auto ordering and the auto tracking. They're also for suppliers that do have a CSV file. They can pick up the CSV file, whether it's hosted in a Dropbox or if it's hosted on the supplier's website. And then if that supplier allows emails, they can send purchase orders via email for auto ordering. And then they can also scrape your email for the tracking number. So that solves all of that. And then for all of this, they actually offer FBA capabilities. So if you go to their product and you look at their features, you'll see that you can list thousands of items. You can connect multiple Amazon and eBay accounts. So this is their multi-channel fulfillment service. And then you have quickly create, download, and track your FBA shipments. So with one click, SellerChamp will automatically create your FBA shipments. So let's say you have all of your items from your wholesale supplier and you want to send those into Amazon. You can do that within Seller Champ. You don't need to go to Seller Central and create an entire new shipment plan. All of that can be done within here. You can scan and print your FBA labels on demand. So if you're doing online arbitrage, which I don't do, but again, they all do allow you to do that here. And you can also print your FN SKUs directly from here. They also offer repricing. If you upload your supplier's catalog, they'll tell you which items you're restricted on, and also zero listings for eBay and on Amazon. You can cross-sell your items across multiple marketplaces. So again, that's omni-channel. And then you can ship your seller-fulfilled items fast. So Seller Champ actually integrates with ShipStation. And ShipStation is a software for printing out your shipping labels for FBM. So I use that for my FBM labels, as well as importing all of my shipping labels from my marketplaces. So again, they do all of the different capabilities that I needed them to do. And then also they do basic accounting, where you can download a report and it has all of your orders. You could input your costs, and it also shows all of your items sold versus what you currently have. So again, they checked off everything that I needed. And then the last thing that I looked at was customer support. And for customer support, Seller Champ was able to get back to me usually within 10 minutes on a weekday. So if you contact them, and then they're able to address the issue, which was something that I really was looking for. The last thing I just want to quickly go over was their pricing. So for me, what I have is I have 10,000 SKUs. And for me, on my business, I was on the enterprise plan, and that was around $416 a month. And if you pay yearly, so I actually paid monthly. And then what I did is I got 50% off on my first 3 months. So again, that was cut down to $250 a month. And with that, you get unlimited users. So that's your VAs and you, and then unlimited channels. So now you can sell in all of the marketplaces. And also with this, you also get what's called order fulfillments. So order fulfillments is what allows you to do the auto ordering. This allows you to create the emails to send those purchase orders to your suppliers. It allows you to do the auto ordering from your suppliers if they have an FTP server. So once you're on this plan, that allows you to do the auto ordering and also automate your business. So for my business, they do wholesale drop shipping. They enable me to do all of that, as well as they're also great for FBA. So this was what I chose for my business to automate everything. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to test out Seller Champ, be sure to message me on Instagram. The link for that will be down below, or you can reach out to me at Noah Mincis, and I will be able to set you up, and I'll be able to give you a discount code for when you want to try out Seller Champ. Again, they offer a free 2-week trial that is at no cost to you. You don't have to enter in a credit card. So I hope that you guys are going to take advantage of that offer. I thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.